Awesome Rider Review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of the Deluxe Eagliser from Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger. This is Zyuoh Eagle's main sword weapon in the series. As you can see, we're starting with the key point of all my reviews, which is the packaging, which is pretty par for the course Sentai packaging stuff, but it's always usually pretty neat. There's actually a really cool production shot of Zyuoh Eagle there that shows you the sword you get with him, which is basically actual size. Bunch of stuff sort of just telling you what it does. Another cool shot of him up there, and then up the top you get a really cool shot of all the Rangers. On the back, it just kind of shows you, I guess, more or less what it does. Like, here, look, this is what it does in the show. There's nothing like this in the toy, but this is what it does in the show. And then on the side here, we have that really cool shot of all of their symbols, or their chest symbols, or whatever, which is cool. Pretty cool shot of him with his wings out there. Other side, shot with him the sword. So pretty much basic stuff, but it's all very flashy and colorful. So here is the main event, if you want to call it that, the Eagliser. As you can see, like typical Sentai weapons, it is very small. That's usually the case. There are some exceptions and some ones that just don't seem as bad, but this is most definitely one of the smallest ones, which I've mentioned before, like, you totally get it. This is meant to be for small Japanese children, but at the same time, you know, I've been collecting and purchasing Power Rangers and whatnot toys since I was little, and I remember being little and buying Power Rangers toys, or any other weapon toys for that matter, and thinking, hey, this is kind of small even for a kid, so that's just always something I think about. But look-wise, it's very, very okay. I mean, it's not missing really that much of anything from the way it looks outside of size. I mean, all the colors on it look like it does. I mean, obviously you got like the rubbery plastic here and whatnot. The red plastic on this does look pretty cool. It's like a really cool eagle symbol, and I do like how it like protrudes out here to the guards here. But that's really about the coolest thing look-wise it has going for it, is the cool looking red here and the eagle symbol. Other than that, very basic, very small. Yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and get to the sounds. There's on-off switch here, no lights, but you get that activation noise. And then this button here is for basic slashing sounds, so you can press it 3 times initially to get 3 different sounds. And it'll cycle back through them. And this button, I believe, has 2 different sounds. When you press it the first time and then press this, you will get some different sounds, so let's do that. So then when you press this now, so it'll cycle. Oh, wasn't done yet. It'll cycle through those and then keep going through that. Same ones. And then when you press this again, not done yet again, I'm sorry, it'll make a slightly different sound. And it'll cycle back to the regular ones. So yeah, this one has the 2 different ones, the sort of blasty sound, and then the sort of just random kerplunk noise. And that's basically it. You just get some clashing sounds, a couple sounds here, some different ones from the press here. Very, very basic stuff. I really didn't expect it to do all that much, because in the show, like, you know, sound-wise, it doesn't have a voice or anything special about it. It would have been neat if the activation noise for when you turn it on sounded sort of close to the eagle noise. I feel like it sounds a little different in the show, like when he, you know, it's just sort of the eagle noise that it represents him. I thought that would have been cool. Maybe it's the same, but I mean, I feel like it's different. The only other thing I could think of that could have possibly done with this toy is, as you saw in the back and in the show, this thing is like segmented and will kind of like unclip from itself to become like almost a whip-like device. And there's been like Sentai mech stuff. Even recently, I'm trying to think of the example of actually the Red Dragon Thunderzord sort of unclinches in a way like that. Kind of different, but that's the closest example I can think of to something recent. But that could have been cool. It would have been cool to be a bit longer and have that, but even at this size, I'm not sure how they would have done it, but it would have been really cool if these little things unsegmented from each other and sort of flopped around. That would have been kind of accurate to what the sword does in the show, and I think could have been fun. But Yeah, overall, this is probably my least favorite thing in the Zyuohger toy line so far, for sure. Usually, a lot of the early weapons aren't anything to write home about, but this thing honestly is nothing special. I can't really recommend it unless, like, you're diehard, like, this is your favorite weapon, and, like, I'm not going to be able to stop you. But yeah, definitely don't pick this up unless you're that type of person. If you had to choose between this one and their sort of their sidearm weapon, I would definitely go with that because it at least has a little bit more playability and uniqueness. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangerambles.com. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.